know, hurricane season, you know, every year, we want to make sure that we're prepared, not on the day of, but obviously way before. So we want to prepare a hurricane kit. You know, need to have water, you know, all of your toiletries, canned food, blankets, you know, candles, anything. You know, remember we're talking about power outages, shortages, and we want to make sure that people can self-sustain when they shelter in place most of the time, you know, for anywhere from 3 to 5 days, depending on the severity of the storm. But we know that we may lose power, stores may be closed, and so we want to make sure that people are safe and have everything that they need. Obviously, along with the food and water and all of that, we're talking about, you know, batteries for flashlights. If you have a weather radio that, you know, runs on batteries versus running on electrical power, those sort of things is what we're really looking for. Really, people should prepare every year just before hurricane season starts. Really, they should have a plan. Are they in an evacuation zone? Are they going to have to, you know, leave their home depending on the severity of the storm? Are they going to be able to shelter in place? And then going ahead and collecting those supplies and everything early in the season so that they're not rushing around or they're fighting everybody else who hasn't prepared themselves, you know, 48 hours before the storm. So it really depends on the severity of the storm and what your flood potential is. Most of the time when we're talking about evacuation areas, you're either talking about being close to the coast if the hurricane's coming through, or through, you know, what the eye of the storm is going to be, and then what's the flood potential for the area that you live in. So you should be able to know that based on your insurance and you know, the city and county maps. And you know, if you are in an evacuation zone, then obviously our advice is that you go to one of the evacuation shelters when those are opened and available. For the city of Greenville, what people, you know, may not realize is that the Pitt County is responsible for setting up those shelters, so they're normally done at schools. But those are announced well in advance from the Emergency Operations Center for the county, and then we work in conjunct with you know, with them to make sure that people get where they need to get. So there'll be public service announcements. Obviously, we'll be putting that out on social media to make sure that people get to the evacuation shelter that they need to get to. Social media plays a bigger role now than it has in the past. So that's one place that you'll see, both from Greenville Police, Greenville Fire, along with the City of Greenville social media sites. But also the City of Greenville website always has up-to-date information when we have an active event going on. Everybody you know, needs to make sure that they prepare themselves early, be aware of the weather, you know, don't wait until the very last minute, especially when you have children and pets. It's important that you're not only preparing for yourself, but preparing for them as well. And you know, if a storm comes through, the more prepared you are, the easier you'll ride out with less anxiety. And obviously that's better for everybody, including the first responders that are out there, making sure that everyone stays safe.